The suitcase handle cuts into Kai's palm. He doesn't feel it. Snow falls on his eyelashes. Melting into tears, he's too numb to wipe away. His phone screen blurs, 3 dots typing, then disappearing, then nothing. The red winter coat he's wearing used to make him feel safe. Now it's just wet fabric clinging to his shoulders while Christmas lights blaze in every window except the one behind him. The door he was thrown out of 5 minutes ago. His hand moves to his stomach. Instinct, not thought. The small swell beneath his sweater pulses with warmth that doesn't match the ice seeping through his jeans. He texts the only person who ever promised to help. Except his fingers shake. Except the last digit is wrong. Except he doesn't notice. 15 minutes earlier. You need to leave. Kai stares at his ex-partner standing in the marble entryway. Arms crossed. Expression carved from something colder than the blizzard outside. The penthouse smells like cinnamon candles and expensive wine. Scents that used to mean home. Marcus, please. Kai's voice cracks. It's Christmas Eve. Just let me stay until. Until what? Marcus's lip curls. Until you convince me that thing you're carrying is mine? Thing. The word lands like a slap. Kai's Omega instincts flare. Protective, desperate, cornered. His hand flies to his stomach again, shielding what Marcus refuses to claim. I didn't cheat, Kai whispers. I told you what I remember from that night. The party, the drinks, then nothing until I woke up in the hotel room. I don't know how this happened, but I know I didn't. Spare me. Marcus waves a hand, dismissive. Gaps in memory? Convenient. You made a mistake, Kai. And I won't raise someone else's bastard. Neighbors pass in the hallway. Designer heels clicking, holiday shopping bags rustling. They glance, then look away. No one stops. Kai's chest tightens. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. Marcus picks up the suitcase Kai packed 2 hours ago. The one he'd begged not to need, and sets it outside the door. You have until I count to 10. Marcus. 1. Please, the pup needs. 5. Numbers skip. Time compresses. 10. The door slams. The lock clicks. And Kai stands in the hallway with nowhere to go. Present, on the steps. He sits on the marble steps outside the building because his legs won't carry him further. Snow accumulates on his luggage, on his hair, on the phone screen he keeps staring at like it might save him. His brother moved to Seattle 3 months ago. Different time zone, different life. But he always answered before. Please, Kai types, thumbs numb. I need help. I don't know where to go. I'm scared. The pup. A contraction like cramp twists through his lower abdomen. He gasps, doubles over, palm pressed flat against his belly. Not now. He whispers to the tiny life inside him. Please, not now. The cramp fades. He hits send before he can second guess, before pride can stop him, before the cold steals the last of his courage. Delivered. Kai exhales, watches his breath fog white. Behind him, someone laughs. High and bright, drifting from a holiday party 3 floors up. Music thrums faintly. Glasses clink. Life continues for people who belong somewhere. He doesn't belong anywhere. His phone buzzes. Kai's heart lurches. He fumbles the screen, unlocking it with shaking fingers, expecting his brother's familiar contact photo. Unknown number. The message loads. Where are you? Not who is this? Not wrong number. Just where? Kai's instincts scream trap, but desperation drowns caution. He drops a pin, sends his location, and prays he hasn't just made the worst mistake of his life. Across the city, Leon stands beneath a street lamp outside the Monarch Hotel, snow collecting on his black suit jacket like ash. His security detail waits by the idling cars, silent, armed, patient. He rarely checks unknown numbers. But the message preview, I'm scared. The pup, stops his thumb mid-scroll. And Omega, alone, pregnant, reaching out to a stranger on Christmas Eve. Leon's jaw tightens. Anger doesn't burn hot in him, it crystallizes, sharp and cold, the kind that calculates consequences 3 moves ahead. He opens the message, reads it twice. His second-in-command approaches. Sir, the meeting. Postponed. Leon's voice cuts clean. Get the car. Which one? The one that doesn't draw attention. He types back. Where are you? And waits. The location drops. Leon recognizes the address instantly. High-end district. The same building where a certain businessman lives. The one who squirmed out of money laundering charges 6 months ago by hiding behind legal loopholes and political connections. Marcus Delacroix. Leon's expression doesn't change, but something in his posture shifts. Predatory. Purposeful. Sir, his guard asks. We're taking a detour, Leon says quietly. And I'm taking this personally. Back to Kai. Headlights slice through the snow. A sleek black car stops at the curb, expensive but understated, the kind designed not to be remembered. The back door opens. A man steps out, tall, composed, suit tailored so precisely it looks painted on. Dark hair dusted white with snow, sharp jawline, eyes that scan the street like they own it. He doesn't look like comfort. He looks like consequence. You're Kai. Not a question. A statement of fact. Kai's breath catches. His Omega instincts go very still, not in fear, but in a strange, dangerous recognition. Alpha presence fills the space between them like static electricity before lightning. I think I texted the wrong number. Kai stammers, standing on shaking legs. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you. I'll be fine. He's not fine. The Alpha's gaze drops to Kai's hand, still pressed protectively over his stomach. Something flickers across his face. Too fast to read. Then he removes his coat. Kai flinches, expecting, what? Anger? Judgment? The Alpha drapes the coat over Kai's shoulders. It's still warm from his body. Smells like cedar and something darker. The weight of it feels like armor. You're not staying out here, the Alpha says. Not while you're carrying. Carrying. The word lands so differently than when Marcus said it. Gentle. Protective. Certain. I don't even know you, Kai whispers. The Alpha's eyes meet his. You asked for help. I'm offering it. That's all you need to know tonight. A gust of wind howls between buildings. Kai shivers despite the coat. The Alpha gestures toward the car. 5 minutes in the cold can harm a pup this early in development. You have 10 seconds to decide. Not a threat. A fact. Kai's legs move before his brain catches up. He climbs into the car, dragging his suitcase, logic screaming that this is dangerous, but exhaustion and instinct whispering safe, safe, safe. The door closes. Warmth envelopes him, and as the car pulls away from the building where he used to belong, Kai realizes he doesn't even know the Alpha's name. Most people scroll past stories like this. They assume someone else will care. But you stopped. You're still reading. And that means you see what others miss. That sometimes the worst night of someone's life is the moment everything changes. Don't scroll away now. Kai's about to discover the Alpha didn't pick him up by accident. Leon's perspective, 20 minutes earlier. Leon doesn't do sentiment. He does leverage, control, calculated risk. Which is why standing outside the Monarch Hotel at 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve, waiting for a weapons dealer who's 2 hours late, irritates him more than it should. His phone vibrates. Unknown number. Message preview. I need help. I don't know where to go. I'm scared. The pup. Leon's thumb hovers over delete. He gets 20 wrong numbers a week. Scams. Desperate gamblers. People who think texting a random number will summon a miracle. But something stops him. The pup. He opens the message. Please. I need help. I don't know where to go. I'm scared. The pup. No context. No explanation. Just raw desperation pressed into pixels. And Omega. Pregnant. Alone on Christmas Eve. Leon's jaw tightens. He's seen desperation before. In the eyes of people who owe him money. In the faces of rivals before they disappear. In the mirror when he was 12 years old and his mother stopped coming home. This feels different. He pulls up the number's metadata. Takes 4 seconds to trace the carrier, location services, recent calls. The phone's registered to a K. Chin. Last location. Westbridge Tower, 42nd Street. Marcus Delacroix's building. Leon's expression doesn't change, but his grip on the phone tightens. 6 months ago, Marcus Delacroix walked free from a money laundering investigation that should have put him in prison for 15 years. He'd manipulated evidence, buried witnesses, and smiled for cameras while his lawyers shredded the prosecution. Leon remembers because he'd been the one to hand over the financial records. Anonymously, through channels that couldn't be traced. The case collapsed anyway. And 2 weeks later, Marcus was photographed at a charity gala, arm around a dark-haired Omega, smiling like he owned the world. Leon had forgotten about it. Until now. Sir. His head of security approaches, breath fogging white. The dealer's not showing. Should we find him later? Leon's voice cuts clean. Get the car. Not the armored one. The sedan. Destination. Leon types back. Where are you? The reply comes instantly, a dropped pin. Westbridge Tower. 42nd Street, Leon says. And we're going alone. His guard's eyes widen fractionally. Sir, that's not protocol. I'm aware. Leon pockets his phone, already walking toward the car. Tonight, protocol is irrelevant. Inside the car, 15 minutes later. The sedan's heat is on full, but Kai still shivers. He sits rigid in the back seat, the Alpha's coat pooled around his shoulders, hands folded over his stomach. The city slides past outside. Holiday lights reflected in wet pavement, couples hurrying toward warmth, lives that don't include him. The Alpha sits beside him, not touching, not speaking, just present. Kai risks a glance. The man's profile is sharp in the passing streetlights. Strong nose, defined jaw, eyes fixed forward. His hands rest on his knees, relaxed but ready. No rings, no visible weapons. But danger radiates from him like heat from asphalt in summer. Where are we going? Kai finally whispers. Somewhere safe. That's not an answer. The Alpha's eyes shift toward him. Gray, Kai realizes. Pale gray like winter sky before snow. It's the only answer you need tonight, the Alpha says. You're pregnant, in shock, and hypothermic. Questions can wait. I'm not hypothermic. Your lips are blue. Kai touches his mouth, surprised. He hadn't noticed. The Alpha reaches forward, adjusts the heat higher. There's water in the compartment beside you. Drink. I don't. Dehydration causes contractions. The Alpha's voice gentles fractionally. You're carrying. You need fluids. Kai's hand moves to his stomach again. That betraying, instinctive gesture. How do you know about that? I know many things. The Alpha's gaze returns to the window, including that you're terrified, exhausted, and trying very hard not to cry. Kai's throat closes. He doesn't cry, doesn't break, doesn't give this stranger, this Alpha who could be anyone, could want anything, the satisfaction of seeing him shatter. But a single tear escapes anyway. The Alpha doesn't comment, doesn't reach out, just hands Kai a handkerchief from his pocket. Black silk, monogrammed with initials Kai can't quite read in the dark. Keep it, the Alpha says quietly. The car turns onto a private road. Security gates open automatically. The city falls away, replaced by the quiet hum of wealth insulating itself from the world. Kai's instincts scream again. Wait, where? Safe, the Alpha repeats. I don't break my word. The car stops beneath a glass tower that pierces the sky like a blade. The penthouse. The elevator doesn't have buttons. Just a biometric scanner that reads the Alpha's palm print and rises without sound. Kai watches the numbers climb. 30, 40, 50, until they blur into irrelevance. What's your name? He asks. The Alpha glances at him. Leon. Just Leon. That's all you need. The doors open. The penthouse isn't decorated for Christmas. No tree, no lights, no pretense of celebration. Just floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, minimalist furniture, and silence that feels deliberate. Kai steps inside, still wrapped in Leon's coat. The warmth hits him like a wall, Artificial. Controlled. Nothing like the suffocating heat of Marcus's penthouse. This feels different. Sit, Leon says, gesturing toward a low couch. Someone's coming to check on you and the pup. Kai freezes. Who? A doctor. Discreet. Trustworthy. Leon removes his own suit jacket, drapes it over a chair. His shirt is crisp white, sleeves rolled to his elbows. Normal. Almost human. Non-negotiable. You can't just. I can. Leon's eyes lock onto his. And I will. Because you reached out for help, and I don't offer help halfway. Kai's Omega instincts war with logic. This is too much. Too fast. Too. A cramp twists through his abdomen. He gasps, doubles over. Leon moves fast, fluid, controlled. He's beside Kai in 2 strides, hand hovering near his shoulder but not touching. Breathe, Leon says, voice low. Slow. In through your nose. Kai obeys without thinking. The cramp fades. That's the 3rd one tonight, Leon observes. Isn't it? How do you? You touched your stomach each time. Small movements. Unconscious. Leon straightens. The doctor will be here in 10 minutes. Until then, you rest. He walks toward the kitchen, leaving Kai alone with questions that pile up like snow outside. Interlude: Leon's private call. Leon stands in the kitchen, phone pressed to his ear, voice dropping to something sharp and cold. Run a full background check, he says. K-Chin. Omega. Pregnant. Recently separated from Marcus Delacroix. His investigator's voice crackles through. Delacroix? Boss, that's... I know who he is. Leon's fingers tighten around the phone. I want to know what happened. The charity gala 4 months ago. Who was there? What was served? Security footage. Credit card receipts. Everything. That'll take time. You have 6 hours. Leon ends the call. He stands in the dark kitchen, city lights reflecting in the windows, and thinks about the Omega sitting in his living room. Small, shaking, protective of a pup that someone wanted him to carry alone. Someone made a mistake. And Leon's built an empire on capitalizing on other people's mistakes. Back to Kai. The doctor arrives exactly 10 minutes later. She's older, calm, carries a medical bag like it weighs nothing. She doesn't ask questions, just nods to Leon and turns to Kai. I'm Dr. Reeves, she says gently. May I examine you? Kai nods, numb. The checkup is quick, efficient, professional. Blood pressure, elevated but stable. Temperature, low but rising. Fetal heartbeat, strong. 12 weeks. Dr. Reeves confirms, packing her equipment. Healthy, but you're under extreme stress. You need rest, hydration, and stability. I don't have stability, Kai whispers. Dr. Reeves glances at Leon, something unspoken passing between them. You do now. After she leaves, Leon hands Kai a glass of water and a plate of food, simple, warm, real. Eat. I'm not hungry. You're carrying. Eat anyway. Kai's hands shake around the fork. He takes one bite, then another, realizes he's starving. Leon watches from across the room, silent. Finally, Kai asks, "Why are you helping me?" Leon's expression doesn't change. Because you asked. That's not a reason. It's the only reason that matters. Leon's eyes, pale gray, unreadable, meet his. You reached out. I answered. Everything else is details. Kai sets the fork down. What if I'm lying? What if the pup isn't? What if I'm exactly what my ex said I was? Leon leans forward slightly. Are you? No. Then we have no problem. You don't know that. I will. Leon stands, moves toward the hallway. Guest room is second door on the left. Lock if it makes you feel safe. Don't if you trust me. Your choice. He disappears into shadow, leaving Kai alone with the wreckage of the worst night of his life, and the strange, terrifying realization that for the first time in hours, he feels safe. You're probably wondering if Leon's playing savior or predator. The truth? He doesn't know yet either. But in 6 hours, His investigator will call back with information that changes everything. And by morning, Kai will realize the wrong number he texted wasn't wrong at all. Keep reading. This is where it gets dangerous. Kai? Guest room, 2:47 a.m. Kai doesn't sleep. He lies on top of the covers, still wearing his clothes, still wrapped in Leon's coat, and watches the city glitter beyond the glass walls. The bed is too soft. The room is too quiet. His body is too aware of the fact that he's in a stranger's home with nowhere else to go. The pup shifts inside him. A flutter, barely there, like wings against his ribs. He presses his palm flat against his stomach. I know, he whispers. I'm scared too. The guest room smells clean, neutral, expensive in a way that doesn't announce itself. There's no personality here, no photos, no books, no signs anyone's ever stayed in this room before. Kai wonders how many people Leon has rescued, if rescue is even the right word. His phone sits on the nightstand, screen dark. No messages, no missed calls. Marcus hasn't reached out. His brother probably hasn't seen the text yet. 3-hour time difference, Christmas Eve, he's probably asleep. No one's looking for him. The realization sits heavy in his chest. He picks up the phone anyway, opens the messages, scrolls to the last conversation with Marcus. Marcus, you made your choice. Kai, I didn't have a choice. Marcus, everyone has a choice. You chose to lie. The words blur. Kai locks the screen, sets the phone face down, and curls onto his side. Outside, snow continues falling. Leon private office, 3:15 a.m. Leon doesn't sleep either. He sits in his office, down the hall from where Kai is pretending to rest, and reads the preliminary report his investigator sent 20 minutes ago. K. Chun, Kai. Preliminary background. Age 26. Designation. Omega. Registered. Bonded to Marcus Delacroix 14 months ago. Bond dissolved 6 hours ago. Employment. Junior architect at Highland and Associates. On medical leave as of 3 weeks ago. Known associates, minimal. One sibling, Seattle, Washington. No close friends flagged. Financial status. Dependent on Delacroix. No independent assets. Joint accounts frozen as of today. Incident timeline. August 18th. Attended charity gala with Delacroix at the Emerald Grand Hotel. August 19th. Checked into hotel room alone. Security footage shows Kai visibly disoriented, supported by unknown individual. August 20th. Checked out. No record of companion. September 15th. Pregnancy confirmed via private clinic. September 20th. Delacroix begins distancing. Separate bedrooms. Reduced public appearances. December 24th. Eviction. Bond dissolution filed electronically at 10:47 p.m. Red flags. 3 separate individuals at the August 18th gala reported drinks. Tasting off. Security footage from that night is corrupted. Convenient technical failure. Delacroix signed 4 new business contracts within 72 hours of the gala, all requiring stable personal image clauses. Hotel room Kai stayed in was booked under a shell company traced to offshore accounts. Leon's jaw tightens. He's seen this pattern before. Not exactly this, but close enough. Someone needed Kai compromised. Someone needed him pregnant, dependent, and silenced. The question is, who benefits? His phone vibrates. Investigator. Found something. Calling in 2 minutes. Leon stands, moves to the window, and watches snow fall on a city that never stops moving. Behind him, the office door opens quietly. He doesn't turn. You should be resting. Kai's voice is small. I can't sleep. Try harder. Why are you helping me? Leon finally turns. Kai stands in the doorway, still wearing that red coat over rumpled clothes. Hair messed from lying down but not sleeping. Eyes shadowed but alert. He looks fragile. He looks stubborn. You already asked that question, Leon says. You didn't answer it. I did. You didn't like the answer. Leon gestures toward the chair across from his desk. Sit. Kai doesn't move. What are you reading? Background. On me. Yes. Kai's hands curl into fists. You have no right. I have every right. Leon's voice stays level. You're in my home, carrying a pup, running from something you won't name. I don't take risks with incomplete information. So I'm a risk now? Everyone's a risk. Leon moves closer, not threatening, just closing distance. But you're not the biggest one. Kai's eyes narrow. What does that mean? Leon's phone rings. He answers without breaking eye contact. Talk. His investigator's voice comes through speaker. Boss, you're not going to like this. The hotel room Kai stayed in? Booked by a subsidiary company that traces back to. Say it. Delacroix Holdings. Marcus Delacroix paid for the room his Omega woke up in. Silence. Kai's face goes white. Leon's expression doesn't change, but something cold and sharp settles behind his eyes. Anything else? Security at the gala was provided by Sentinel Corp. Same company Delacroix uses for personal protection. And the bartender working the VIP area that night? Fired 3 days later. Paid severance of $50,000. No explanation. Find him. Already on it. Leon ends the call. Kai stands frozen, hand pressed against his stomach, breathing too fast. Kai's voice breaks. He planned it. Leon doesn't sugarcoat. Someone did. But the room, why would he? Kai's knees buckle. Leon moves fast, catches him before he hits the floor, guides him into the chair. Breathe. Slow. I thought, Kai gulps air. I thought I made a mistake, that I was careless. You were targeted. Leon crouches in front of him, eye level. This wasn't random. This wasn't your fault. Kai's eyes swim with tears he won't let fall. Why? I don't know yet. Leon's voice drops. But I will. What if the pup? Kai's hand shakes over his stomach. What if whoever did this wants? They won't touch you. The words come out harder than Leon intends. Or the pup. You don't know that. Yes, I do. Leon stands, puts careful distance between them. Because the moment you texted me, you became my responsibility. And I don't lose what I protect. Kai stares up at him. This alpha who's a stranger, who has no reason to care, who's doing background checks and making promises he shouldn't keep. Why? Kai whispers again. Leon looks out at the city. Snow, lights, silence. Because someone should have protected you before, he finally says. And no one did. Dawn. 6:23 a.m. Kai falls asleep in the chair. Leon watches him for 5 minutes. The way his hand stays curled protectively over his stomach even unconscious. The way his breathing evens out. The way the fear melts from his face when he's not awake to maintain it. Then Leon lifts him carefully. Omega weight barely anything in his arms, and carries him back to the guest room. Kai doesn't wake. Leon sets him on the bed, removes his shoes, pulls a blanket over him. Pauses. Then removes his own coat from Kai's shoulders and replaces it with a heavier one from the closet. Warmer, softer, less identifiable. He keeps the original coat. It smells like Kai now. Underneath the snow and fear, something sweeter. Omega scent, faint but distinct. Leon folds it precisely and sets it on the chair. Then he returns to his office and makes 3 calls. The first is to his lawyer. I need bond dissolution paperwork challenged. Legal grounds, precedent, anything. The second is to his head of security, Tail Marcus Delacroix. I want to know everywhere he goes, everyone he talks to, every transaction he makes. The third is to someone who doesn't exist on paper. I need a bartender found. Last known employment, Emerald Grand Hotel. Fired August 21st. Paid off. Scared. Make him unscared. By the time the sun rises, Leon has a plan. And Marcus Delacroix has 36 hours before his world starts collapsing. You're watching a predator decide someone's fate. The question isn't whether Leon will destroy Marcus. The question is how much of the city he'll burn to do it. Stay. This is where justice stops being theoretical. Kai. 9:47 a.m. Christmas morning. Kai wakes to sunlight. Not the filtered, curtained kind from Marcus's penthouse. Harsh and white like an interrogation room. This is different. Soft. Golden. The kind of light that doesn't judge. He blinks, disoriented. The guest room. Leon's apartment. Right. His hand moves to his stomach before conscious thought. Checking, confirming, protecting. The pup is still there. Still safe. For now. Kai sits up slowly. Body aching in places he didn't know could hurt. Stress tension. Cold seeping into bones. Exhaustion that sleep didn't fix. There's a note on the nightstand. Food in the kitchen. Doctor returns at noon for follow-up. Don't leave the apartment. L. Not a request. Command. Kai should be angry. Should resent the presumption, the control, the way Leon just decided things without asking. But he's too tired to be angry. And underneath the exhaustion, there's something else. Something his Omega instincts recognize even when his brain resists. Safety. He stands, wrapped in the blanket Leon must have covered him with, and pads barefoot down the hallway. The penthouse looks different in daylight, less severe. The floor-to-ceiling windows frame the city like a painting, buildings catching sun. Snow on rooftops sparkling. The world moving below while Kai stands suspended above it. Leon sits at the kitchen counter, reading something on a tablet, coffee steaming beside him. He's wearing different clothes, dark sweater, jeans, still polished but less formal. His hair is damp. He showered. He looks normal, which somehow makes him more dangerous. You didn't sleep much, Leon says without looking up. How do you know? I checked on you twice. You were awake both times. Kai's stomach flips. That's necessary. Leon finally looks at him. You're carrying. Stress can trigger early labor. I'm not taking chances. I'm not your responsibility. You texted me for help. Leon sets the tablet down. That made you my responsibility. Sit. Eat. There's food on the counter, eggs, toast, fruit, juice. Simple but deliberate. Prepared for an Omega's nutritional needs during pregnancy. Kai sits because standing feels like rebellion for rebellion's sake, and he's too exhausted for performance. He eats in silence. Leon watches. Not hovering, not commenting, just present. After 3 bites, Kai's stomach knots slightly. After 6, he realizes he's starving. When did you last eat? Leon asks. Yesterday morning. That's unacceptable. I was a little busy being thrown out. Leon's expression doesn't change, but something cold flickers in his eyes. That won't happen again. You can't promise that. Yes, I can. Kai sets his fork down. You don't even know me. I know enough. Leon stands, refills Kai's juice without asking. I know you were at a charity gala 4 months ago. I know someone tampered with your drink. I know you ended up in a hotel room you didn't book, pregnant with a pup you can't explain, and abandoned by someone who orchestrated the whole thing. Kai's hands start shaking. Leon continues, voice even. I know Marcus Delacroix paid for that hotel room through a shell company. I know the security footage from that night was corrupted. I know the bartender who served you was fired and paid off 3 days later. Stop. Kai's voice cracks. I know you're a victim, not a mistake. Leon's eyes lock onto his. And I know whoever did this to you expected you to disappear quietly. Tears spill before Kai can stop them. Hot, angry, terrified tears that he's been holding since last night. Since Marcus called his pup a bastard. Since he sat on those steps alone. I didn't ask for this, Kai whispers. I didn't want. I know. I can't remember. I can't. There's just blank space where that night should be, and everyone thinks I'm lying. I don't. Kai looks up, vision blurred. Why not? Leon's expression softens fractionally. Because I've seen what targeted looks like. And you have all the signs. The words land like permission to break. Kai sobs, small, choked sounds he tries to muffle behind his hands. His shoulders shake. The pup flutters inside him, responding to distress, and that just makes him cry harder. Leon doesn't move closer. doesn't touch him, doesn't offer empty comfort. He just waits. After a minute, Kai's breathing slows. He wipes his face with the blanket, embarrassed, exhausted, empty. Sorry, Kai mutters. Don't apologize for being human. I don't usually fall apart like this. You're not falling apart. Leon's voice is quiet. You're surviving. The distinction matters more than Kai expected. 11:34 a.m. Doctor's visit. Dr. Reeves returns with the same calm efficiency. This time, the exam is more thorough. Blood work, ultrasound, nutritional assessment. Kai lies on the guest bed, shirt pulled up, cold gel on his stomach, while the doctor moves the wand slowly across his skin. The heartbeat fills the room. Fast, strong, steady. Thump, 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 thump. Kai stops breathing. There, Dr. Reeves says, turning the screen. 12 weeks, 2 days. Healthy fetal development. Strong cardiac rhythm. The image on the screen is barely recognizable. A blur of gray and white, a bean-shaped shadow. But it's real. The pup is real. Kai's hand moves to the screen, fingertips trembling an inch from the glass. Are they okay? After everything. Resilient, Dr. Reeves says. Like their carrier. Tears burn again, but Kai doesn't look away from the screen. Leon stands in the doorway watching. He doesn't speak, doesn't intrude, but his expression shifts. Something Kai can't name, something that looks almost like recognition. Dr. Reeves finishes, wipes the gel away, hands Kai a printout of the ultrasound. Rest, hydration, low stress, and prenatal vitamins. I'll leave a prescription. After she's gone, Kai holds the ultrasound image, staring at the tiny form barely visible in gray pixels. I'm keeping them, he says suddenly, fiercely. I don't care who the father is. I don't care how this happened. This pup is mine. Leon nods once. Good. Even if it turns out, it doesn't matter. Leon's voice is firm. The pup is yours. That's the only fact that matters. Kai looks up, searching Leon's face for doubt, for judgment, for the disgust Marcus showed. He finds none. Why do you care? Kai asks for the third time. This time, Leon answers differently. Because I was unwanted once, Leon says quietly. And someone deciding I didn't deserve protection nearly killed me. The confession hangs in the air. Vulnerable, raw, unexpected. Before Kai can respond, Leon's phone vibrates. He glances at the screen. His expression goes cold. I need to make a call, Leon says. Rest. I'll be back. He leaves, closing the door softly behind him. Kai lies back, hand on his stomach, ultrasound image pressed against his chest. Through the walls, he hears Leon's voice, low, sharp, lethal. I don't care what he's offering. Tell Marcus Delacroix that every door he thinks is open just closed. Silence. Then. And if he contacts Kai again, directly or indirectly, I'll make sure he understands what real consequences look like. The call ends. Kai stares at the ceiling, heart racing. He doesn't know if he's safer here, or in more danger than before. But for the first time in 4 months, someone's fighting for him. And that terrifies him more than anything else. The thing about protection is, it always comes with a price. Kai's about to learn what Leon expects in return. And it's not what he thinks. Kai? 2:17 p.m. Kai can't stop looking at the ultrasound. He sits curled in the guest room's armchair, blanket wrapped around his shoulders, the printout balanced on his knees. The pup's tiny form stares back at him, heartbeat frozen in grayscale, suspended in a moment that felt impossible yesterday. Healthy, strong, resilient. Dr. Reeves's words echo. Kai traces the outline with his fingertip, head, body, the curve of what might be a spine. So small, so fragile, so completely dependent on him. I won't let anyone hurt you, he whispers. A knock on the door. Kai looks up. Come in. Leon enters carrying a tray, soup, bread, tea. He sets it on the side table without ceremony. You need to eat again, Leon says. I ate 3 hours ago. You're eating for two. 3 hours is too long. Leon gestures to the tray. And we need to talk. Kai's stomach tightens. About what? About the night you can't remember. Leon sits across from Kai, posture relaxed but attention sharp. He doesn't waste time with preamble. August 18th, Leon says. The Emerald Grand Charity Gala. Walk me through everything you remember. Kai's hands curl around the ultrasound printout. Why? Because the gaps in your memory aren't accidental. And I need to understand what you do remember to find what was taken. Kai hesitates. He's told this story before, to Marcus, to himself, to the emptiness of his own bedroom at 3 a.m. when panic made sleep impossible. No one believed him. But Leon's eyes hold something different. Not judgment, not skepticism, just focus. Okay, Kai says quietly. I went with Marcus. Black tie event. Fundraiser for the city's new arts initiative. What time did you arrive? 7:30. We were late. Marcus had a meeting that ran over. Leon makes a note on his phone. Who did you talk to? Donors, mostly. Marcus's business associates. I didn't know most of them. Kai's brow furrows. There was a woman. Older, silver hair, diamond necklace. She asked about my architecture work. Said her firm was hiring. Name? I don't remember. She gave me a card. But Kai's stomach drops. I never found it afterward. What did you drink? Champagne. From the servers circulating the room. Kai's voice gets quieter. 2 glasses, I think. Maybe 3. I wasn't trying to get drunk. Just nervous. Big crowds make me anxious. When did things start feeling off? Kai closes his eyes, trying to pull the memory from fog. Around 9:30? Maybe 10? The room got blurry. Sounds were too loud. I told Marcus I needed air. What did he say? He said, Kai's throat tightens. He said I was embarrassing him, that I needed to pull myself together. Leon's jaw tightens fractionally. Then what? I went to the bathroom, splashed water on my face, tried to breathe. Kai's hands shake, but it got worse. I couldn't focus, couldn't stand straight. I texted Marcus that I needed to leave. Did he respond? No. Kai's voice is barely audible. I waited 20 minutes. Then someone, I don't remember who, helped me to a car. Said they'd take me somewhere to rest. You don't remember their face? No. Just Kai struggles. A hand on my elbow. A voice saying easy, you're okay. Then nothing. Nothing. Blank. Kai opens his eyes, fighting tears. I woke up in a hotel room the next afternoon. Alone. Fully clothed. No idea how I got there. My phone was dead. My wallet was gone. But my ID and credit cards were on the nightstand. Like someone had taken them out and left them. Leon leans forward slightly. Marcus never came looking for you? He texted the next morning. Said I'd left without telling him. That he'd gone home alone. Kai's voice hardens. He was angry. Said I'd made him look bad by ditching the event. And you believed him? I didn't know what to believe. Kai's hands fist in the blanket. There was this gap, this black hole in my memory. I thought maybe I'd been drugged, but I was too scared to report it. Scared Marcus would think I was lying. Scared I'd been. His voice breaks. Leon's expression doesn't change, but something cold settles behind his eyes. You thought you'd been assaulted. I didn't know. Tears spill. There was no evidence. No bruises. No nothing. Just missing time and a hotel room I didn't book. When did you find out about the pregnancy? For weeks later. I thought I had the flu, nausea, exhaustion, dizziness. Marcus insisted I see a doctor. Kai laughs bitterly. He wanted to make sure I wasn't contagious before an important business dinner. And when the test came back positive? He went silent. Kai stares at the ultrasound. Just silent. For 3 days he barely spoke to me. Then he asked whose it was. What did you tell him? The truth. That I didn't know. That I couldn't remember. Kai's voice drops. He said if I couldn't remember, then I must have cheated. That Omegas like me always have excuses. Leon's hands curl into fists. The movement is subtle, controlled, but Kai catches it. He started pulling away after that. Kai continues. Separate bedrooms. Cancelled plans. Started working late every night. And yesterday, his voice cracks. Yesterday he said he was done. That the pup wasn't his, and he wouldn't raise another alpha's mistake. Silence fills the room. Leon stands, walks to the window, stares out at the city for a long moment. The bartender who served you that night was fired 3 days later, Leon says quietly. Paid $50,000 in severance. No reason given. Kai's breath catches. What? The hotel room you woke up in was booked under a shell company. Traced back to Marcus's holdings. No. Security footage from the gala was corrupted. Convenient technical failure that only affected the 2 hours you can't remember. Stop. 3 other people at that event reported drinks tasting off. None of them filed complaints. All of them received generous gifts from the host within the week. Kai stands, swaying. You're saying? I'm saying you were targeted. Leon turns, eyes hard. Someone spiked your drink. Someone arranged for you to end up in that hotel room. Someone made sure there was no evidence. But why? Kai's voice breaks. Why would anyone? Because Marcus needed you pregnant and dependent. Leon's voice is cold, factual. Within 72 hours of that gala, he signed 4 new business contracts. All of them included morality clauses requiring stable personal relationships and family values. His business partners wanted an Omega mate, visible and committed. Kai's knees buckle. Leon crosses the room fast, catches him, guides him back to the chair. But if he wanted, Kai can't breathe. If he needed me pregnant, why throw me out? Because you served your purpose. Leon crouches in front of him, voice gentle but merciless. He got the contracts, built the image. And when you started asking questions, when you couldn't remember, when you became a liability instead of an asset, he cut you loose. The pup? Kai's hand flies to his stomach. Is the pup even? I don't know yet. Leon's eyes soften fractionally. But I will. I have people tracking down everyone who was at that gala. The bartender, the server staff, the valets. Someone knows what happened in that hotel room. And if, Kai can barely form the words, if it wasn't Marcus? If someone else? Then we find them. Leon's voice is steel. And we make sure they answer for it. Kai stares at this alpha who's known him for less than 24 hours, who's dismantling his entire reality with private investigators and cold facts, who's promising vengeance like it's a foregone conclusion. Why are you doing this? Kai whispers. What do you get out of helping me? Leon stands, something unreadable crossing his face. I told you, he says quietly. The moment you texted me, you became my responsibility. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. Leon moves toward the door, pauses with his hand on the frame. Someone designed you to be blamed, Kai. Someone wanted you pregnant, ashamed, and silent. He looks back, eyes cold as winter. They made a mistake. The door closes softly. Kai sits alone, ultrasound clutched against his chest, and realizes the worst part isn't that he was targeted. It's that he still doesn't know why. Leon, private office, 4:43 p.m. Leon makes 8 calls in 30 minutes. The first is to his investigator. I need DNA analysis. Discreet. Fast. How quickly can you process a sample? 48 hours if you pay extra. Pay whatever it takes. The second call is to his lawyer. I need precedent for bond dissolutions under duress, coercion, fraud, reproductive manipulation. Everything. The third is to someone who doesn't exist on paper. The bartender. Did you find him? Yeah. He's scared. Paid to forget. But he'll talk. For the right price. Bring him to me. Tonight. The 4th through 8th calls are to people who owe Leon favors. City council members. Judges. Business owners. Media contacts. He doesn't explain, doesn't justify, just says, Marcus Delacroix, I need everything you have. And I need it yesterday. By the time the sun sets, Leon has a plan. And Marcus Delacroix has less than 24 hours before his world starts collapsing. You're watching the moment before an avalanche. Everything Marcus built, reputation, contracts, power, sits on a foundation Leon's about to shatter. But here's the thing about revenge. It always demands something in return. And what Leon wants isn't money. Keep reading. The debt comes due tomorrow. Kai, 8:23 p.m. Kai can't eat dinner. The food sits untouched on the tray, grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, bread still warm from the oven. Smells good. His stomach growls. But every time he picks up the fork, his hand shakes too badly to hold it. You were targeted. Someone spiked your drink. Marcus needed you pregnant. The words loop in his mind like a broken recording, each repetition cutting deeper. He'd spent 4 months thinking he was careless, reckless, weak. For months hating himself for gaps in memory that weren't his fault. For months carrying shame that belonged to someone else. A knock on the door. I'm not hungry, Kai calls. The door opens anyway. Leon enters, takes one look at the untouched food, and sets a glass of water on the nightstand. You need to eat, he says. I can't. Yes, you can. Leon picks up the fork, spears a piece of chicken. Open. Kai stares at him. What are you? You're in shock. Shock makes eating difficult. But the pup needs nutrients. Leon holds the fork steady. So either you feed yourself or I do it for you. That's, Kai's face flushes. That's ridiculous. I'm not a child. No. You're a pregnant Omega in crisis. Leon's expression doesn't change. Which means you follow basic survival protocols whether you want to or not. Kai wants to argue, wants to throw the tray across the room, wants to scream that he's not helpless, not broken, not. His stomach cramps. The pup flutters. Kai opens his mouth. Leon feeds him methodically, small bites, enough time between each to chew and swallow. He doesn't rush, doesn't comment, just persists. After 5 bites, Kai's hands stop shaking enough to take the fork himself. Leon sets it down without argument, sits in the chair across from him, and waits. They eat in silence. Finally, Kai sets the fork down. I hate this. I know. I hate needing help. I hate that someone did this to me. I hate that I can't remember. His voice cracks. I hate that my own body feels like evidence of something I can't prove. Leon leans forward slightly. You don't have to prove anything. Yes, I do. To myself. To. Kai gestures helplessly. To everyone who thinks I'm lying. I don't think you're lying. You don't know me. I know enough. Leon's eyes are steady. I know you're terrified and still protecting that pup with everything you have. I know you were abandoned by someone who should have defended you. I know you reached out for help when most people would have given up. That doesn't mean I'm not. Kai struggles for the word. Broken. You're not broken. Leon's voice is quiet. You're surviving. Stop saying that. Why? Because if I'm just surviving, then I'm not. Kai's hands fist in the blanket. I'm not living. I'm just enduring. And I hate it. Leon watches him for a long moment. Then what do you want? He asks. The question catches Kai off guard. What? You hate surviving. Fine. Leon's expression is unreadable. What do you want instead? Kai opens his mouth. Closes it. He doesn't know. For 4 months, he's been focused on making it through each day. Not angering Marcus. Not triggering judgment. Not falling apart. He hasn't thought about what comes after. I don't know, Kai admits quietly. Then figure it out. Leon stands. Because once I dismantle Marcus's world, you'll have choices. And I need to know you won't waste them. Dismantle, Kai's eyes widen. What are you planning? Justice. That's not an answer. It's the only one you're getting tonight. Leon moves toward the door. Rest. Tomorrow's going to be difficult. Wait. Kai stands too fast, swaying. You can't just... I need to know what you're doing. No, you don't. Leon's voice is firm. You need to focus on staying healthy and keeping that pup safe. Everything else is my responsibility. I didn't ask you to. Yes, you did. Leon's eyes lock onto his. The moment you texted me, you asked for help. And I don't help halfway. So what? I'm just supposed to sit here while you do whatever? Yes. That's not fair. Fair stopped being relevant when someone drugged you and destroyed 4 months of your life. Leon's expression hardens. Now you're under my protection, which means you follow my rules. Kai's Omega instincts flare. Submission warring with pride, fear clashing with anger. I'm not yours to control, he says quietly. No. Leon's voice softens fractionally. But you are mine to protect. And protection requires rules. Like what? Like you don't leave this apartment without my knowledge. You don't contact Marcus or anyone connected to him. You eat 3 meals a day minimum. You see Dr. Reeves twice weekly. And you don't make decisions about the pup's future until we have all the facts. Kai's jaw tightens. So I'm a prisoner. You're safe. Leon steps closer, not threatening, just closing distance. There's a difference. Not from where I'm standing. Then adjust your perspective. Leon's eyes don't waver. Because the alternative is going back out there. Alone, pregnant, with no resources and enemies you haven't identified yet. Is that what you want? Silence. Kai knows the answer. He hates it, but he knows. No, he whispers. Then we're agreed. Leon turns away. Tomorrow morning, someone's coming to give a statement about what happened at that gala. You don't have to be there. But if you want answers, I suggest you sit in. Who? The bartender. Leon pauses at the door. The one who served you drugged champagne and got paid to forget. Kai's breath catches. He's talking. He will be. Leon's smile is cold. By the time I'm finished, everyone involved will talk. The door closes. Kai stands alone, heart racing, and realizes something terrifying. Leon isn't asking permission. He's declaring war. And Kai's caught in the middle, protected, yes, but also claimed in a way he doesn't fully understand. Mine to protect. The words echo. Kai sinks onto the bed, hand on his stomach, and wonders what he's actually agreed to. Protection always has conditions. Kai's about to learn what Leon's cost. And it's not his freedom. It's his trust. Tomorrow, the bartender talks. And everything Kai thought he knew about that night shatters. Kai. 10:47 a.m. Next morning. The bartender's name is Eric. He sits in Leon's dining room, hands wrapped around a coffee mug, eyes darting between Leon and the door like he's calculating escape routes. He looks young, mid-20s, scared. Kai watches from the hallway, hidden but close enough to hear. Leon told him he didn't have to be present. But Kai needs to know, needs to hear the truth from someone who was there. I didn't know, Eric says, voice shaking. I swear, I didn't know what was in it until after. Start from the beginning. Leon's voice is calm, but there's steel beneath it. Who approached you? A guy. Never saw him before. Came into the prep area about an hour before the gala started. Eric's hands shake. Said he'd pay me $5,000 to make sure a specific Omega got a specific glass of champagne. Kai's stomach drops. Describe him, Leon says. Tall. Maybe 6'2". Dark suit. Gray hair. Expensive watch. Eric closes his eyes. He had a scar right here. He touches his left eyebrow. Small. Like from an old cut. Leon makes a note. Name. Didn't give one. Just said to watch for an Omega in a blue jacket, dark hair, about 5'8", coming with Marcus Delacroix. Eric looks up. I thought it was a prank. Rich people do weird shit at these events. What was in the champagne? I don't know. He gave me a small vial, clear liquid, no smell. Said to pour it in one glass, make sure that specific Omega got it, and forget I ever saw him. And you did it. He offered $5,000. Eric's voice cracks. I had student loans. Rent due. I thought it was harmless. Maybe a proposal set up or something. Did you see what happened after the Omega drank? Eric nods, miserable. He got disoriented. Really fast. Within like 10 minutes, he was swaying. Looked sick. His date. The guy he came with just ignored him. Kai's hands curl into fists. Then what? Leon asks. The guy who paid me, the one with the scar, he came back. Helped the Omega out of the ballroom. Said he was taking him to get air. Eric swallows hard. I saw them get into a car. Black sedan. Tinted windows. License plate. I was scared. I realized then that something was really wrong. But the guy came back 20 minutes later, handed me an envelope with the money, and said if I ever mentioned this to anyone, he'd make sure I disappeared. So you took the money and stayed quiet. They fired me 3 days later anyway. Eric's voice is barely audible. Gave me $50,000 as severance. Said it was for discretion. I knew then that I'd been part of something bad. But I didn't know who to tell. You're telling now, Leon says. Because you found me. Eric looks up, terrified. And because you said if I cooperated, you'd keep me safe. I will. Leon's voice is firm. But I need everything. The man with the scar. Would you recognize him again? Yes. Good. Leon slides a tablet across the table. I'm going to show you photographs. Tell me if you see him. Leon swipes through images. Men in suits, business photos, security footage stills. On the 7th image, Eric stops. That's him. Kai leans forward, trying to see. The man on the screen is older, 50s, maybe. Distinguished. Gray hair swept back. Expensive suit. And a small scar over his left eyebrow. Name? Leon asks quietly. Richard Soren, Eric says. It says here he's CFO of Delacroix Holdings. The room goes silent. Marcus's company. Marcus's CFO. Marcus's plan. Kai's legs give out. He sinks against the wall, hand pressed over his mouth, trying not to make sound. It was all arranged. Every part of it. The drink, the hotel room, the pregnancy. Marcus didn't just abandon him, he orchestrated everything. 12:34 p.m. Aftermath. After Eric leaves, escorted by Leon's security to a safe location, Kai emerges from the hallway. Leon stands at the window, back turned, shoulders tense. You heard, Leon says. Not a question. All of it. I'm sorry. Don't. Kai's voice is hollow. Don't apologize for telling me the truth. Leon turns. Studies him. What do you need? I need. Kai's hands shake. I need to get out of this apartment. Kai. Just for an hour. Please. Kai's voice cracks. I can't stay here. I can't breathe. I need to move. Leon watches him for a long moment, then nods once. 1 hour. Supervised. You wear a hat and keep your head down. And you stay close to me. Thank you. 1:15 p.m. Downtown. They walk through the winter market. Temporary stalls selling holiday goods, hot chocolate steaming in paper cups, families bundled against cold that feels clean compared to the suffocating truth. Kai keeps his head down, hood up, hands buried in Leon's coat pockets. Leon walks beside him, silent, watchful, scanning crowds without being obvious about it. For 20 minutes, it's almost normal. Then Kai hears the whispers. That's him, isn't it? I heard Marcus kicked him out. Pregnant with someone else's. Kai freezes. 3 women stand near a jewelry stall, expensive coats, designer bags, the kind of people who attended the charity gala. One of them has her phone out, camera pointed at Kai. Oh my God. It is him, she says, not bothering to lower her voice. Marcus was right. He looks pathetic. Kai's face burns. Should we say something? Another woman asks. Why? He made his choices. The first woman zooms in with her camera. Cheating on Marcus Delacroix, getting pregnant, playing victim. I didn't cheat. The words escape before Kai can stop them. The women turn, eyebrows raised. Excuse me? The first woman says. I didn't cheat on Marcus. Kai's voice shakes. I was. Oh, honey. The woman's smile is poison sweet. Everyone knows what happened. You got drunk at a party, slept with someone you shouldn't have, and now you're trying to blame Marcus for your mistakes. That's not. My husband works with Marcus. We know the whole story. She steps closer, phone still recording. You're just another Omega who couldn't keep his legs closed and now wants someone else to pay for it. The words hit like physical blows. Kai's vision blurs. His Omega instincts scream, submit, flee, disappear. But something else rises beneath the fear. Rage. You don't know anything, Kai says quietly. We know Marcus is better off without you. The woman's smile sharpens. And that pup you're carrying? Everyone knows it's not his. Kai's hand moves to his stomach. Protective, instinctive. The woman laughs. See? Can't even deny it. Leon's hand settles on Kai's shoulder, gentle but firm. We're leaving, Leon says quietly. No. Kai's voice hardens. I'm not running anymore. He looks at the woman, at her phone, at the crowd starting to gather. You want a story? Kai says. Here it is, I was drugged. At a charity gala your husband's probably attended. Someone spiked my drink, put me in a hotel room, and made sure I'd get pregnant. The woman's smile falters. And Marcus Delacroix, the man you all admire so much, he knew. He planned it. His CFO drugged me. His company paid for the hotel room. And when I started asking questions, he threw me out like garbage. Silence ripples through the crowd. That's slander. The woman stammers. No. Leon's voice cuts through. It's truth. And if you post that video, my lawyers will make sure you understand the difference. The woman's phone lowers slowly. Leon's hand tightens on Kai's shoulder. We're done here. He guides Kai away, through the crowd, past the stalls, toward the car waiting at the curb. Kai's legs shake. His breath comes too fast. But he doesn't cry. Not until they're in the car, doors closed, driving away. Then he breaks. Sobs rack his body. Angry, terrified, relieved tears that he can't control. Leon doesn't speak, just hands him tissues and keeps driving. After 5 minutes, Kai's phone vibrates. He pulls it out, hands shaking. Unknown number. Keep walking. Do not answer them. I'm watching. Kai stares at the message, then at Leon. You were watching the whole time? I told you, Leon says quietly. You're under my protection. That means I know where you are, who's near you, and what threats exist. That's necessary. Leon's eyes meet his in the rearview mirror. And after what just happened, you know I'm right. Kai does. He hates it, but he does. The video didn't post, but 12 other people recorded the confrontation. By tonight, everyone in the city will know Kai's version of events. And Marcus Delacroix will realize he's no longer controlling the narrative. Tomorrow, Leon moves the first piece. And the game gets bloody. Leon 11:52 p.m. Same night. Leon doesn't sleep. He sits in his office, city lights sprawling below. 3 monitors displaying information that will end Marcus Delacroix's career. Financial records, email threads, security footage timestamped and verified. Witness statements signed and notarized. Everything perfectly documented. Everything legally airtight. Everything designed to destroy. His phone rings, private line, encrypted. Talk, Leon says. His investigator's voice comes through. The video from the market's gone viral. 30,000 views in 4 hours. Media outlets are picking it up. Good. Marcus's PR team is scrambling. They've issued 3 statements in the last hour, all contradictory. Better. And boss, the CFO, Richard Soren? He tried to leave the country 2 hours ago. Airport security detained him for routine questioning. He's sweating. Leon's smile is cold. Keep him sweating. I want him terrified by morning. What's the play? We move at dawn. Leon pulls up a file on his center monitor. I've scheduled a meeting with Marcus's 3 largest investors. 8 a.m. They'll receive a very detailed briefing about their partner's recent activities. And the contracts he signed? Already being reviewed by 5 different law firms. Fraud, coercion, misrepresentation. Pick your poison, they all lead to the same place. Bankruptcy. Worse. Leon's voice drops. Public disgrace. Criminal investigation. And the knowledge that he lost everything because he underestimated an Omega he threw away. Silence on the line. Then, "Boss, this is personal for you." "Yes." "Why?" Leon looks at the closed office door. Beyond it, Kai is finally sleeping, exhausted from the confrontation. The tears, the weight of carrying truth no one wanted to hear. "Because someone should have protected him sooner," Leon says quietly. "And I'm making up for lost time." He ends the call. 3 more to make. Kai 6:43 a.m. Next morning. Kai wakes to sunlight and the smell of coffee. He shuffles out of the guest room, hand on his stomach. The pup's been active this morning, fluttering like they're as anxious as he is. Leon stands in the kitchen, fully dressed, phone pressed to his ear. "I don't care what he's offering," Leon says, voice sharp. "The meeting happens at 8. If he doesn't show, his investors pull funding by 9. Pause. "Tell Marcus Delacroix that running makes this worse, not better." Leon ends the call, notices Kai. His expression softens fractionally. "You're up early. Couldn't sleep." Kai accepts the coffee mug Leon hands him. Decaf, he notices. "What's happening?" "Justice." "Leon, Marcus's investors are meeting me in 70 minutes. By 9 a.m. they'll know everything, the drugging, the conspiracy, the fraud. His contracts will be under legal review by noon. Criminal investigation opened by end of business day." Kai's hands shake around the mug. "You're destroying him." "Yes." "Why?" Leon's eyes lock onto his. "Because he destroyed you first. And I don't allow that to go unanswered." "This isn't..." Kai struggles for words. "This isn't your fight. It became my fight the moment you texted me." Leon's voice is firm. "And I finish what I start." Before Kai can respond, Leon's phone buzzes. He glances at the screen, and something dangerous flickers across his face. "What?" Kai asks. "Marcus just posted a public statement." Leon turns the phone so Kai can see. The statement fills the screen, carefully worded, dripping with false sympathy. "I'm deeply saddened by the recent accusations made against me. Kaichin was someone I cared for deeply, but our relationship ended due to irreconcilable differences. The claims of conspiracy and drugging are false and defamatory. I wish Kai well and hope he finds the help he needs during this difficult time." Kai's vision blurs. He's making me sound unstable." "He's desperate." Leon's voice is cold, which means he knows the walls are closing in. "What do? We let him panic." Leon pockets his phone. "Desperation makes people sloppy, and I'm very good at capitalizing on mistakes." 8:17 a.m. Conference room. Downtown. The investors sit around a mahogany table. 3 men, 2 women, all in expensive suits, all looking increasingly uncomfortable as Leon presents his evidence. Financial records projected on the wall. Time-stamped emails. Eric's signed testimony. Security footage showing Richard Soren helping a disoriented Omega into a car. "This isn't just unethical," Leon says quietly. "It's criminal. Marcus Delacroix orchestrated a targeted assault on an Omega for financial gain. The contracts he signed with your companies, all of them predicated on stable personal relationships, were obtained through fraud." One investor, a woman in her 50s, speaks first. "You're asking us to believe Marcus drugged his own partner?" "I'm asking you to look at the evidence and decide if you want your company's name attached to his when criminal charges are filed." Leon's voice doesn't rise. "Which will happen today." The investors exchange glances. "We need to discuss this privately," another says. "You have until 9 a.m. Leon stands. After that, this information goes to 3 news outlets, the district attorney, and every business partner Marcus has cultivated in the last 5 years. He leaves them with the evidence and exits the conference room. His phone rings immediately. Marcus. Leon answers. I'm busy. What the hell do you think you're doing? Marcus's voice shakes with rage. You have no right. I have every right. Leon's voice cuts clean. You targeted an Omega under false pretenses. You conspired to drug and impregnate him. You committed fraud to secure business contracts. Choose which crime you'd like to answer for first. You can't prove any of. I already have. Leon smiles coldly. Your CFO is currently being questioned by federal investigators. Your bartender gave a full testimony. And your investors are currently deciding whether to cut ties before your reputation drags them down too. Silence. Then, what do you want? Nothing you can give me. Money? Business deals? I can. I don't want your money, Marcus. Leon's voice drops to something lethal. I want you to understand what it feels like to lose everything because someone more powerful decided you were disposable. Who the hell are you? Someone who keeps his promises. Leon pauses. And I promised Kai that you'd answer for what you did. Kai's lying. No. You're finished. Leon ends the call. 30 seconds later, his phone buzzes with a message from the lead investor. We're pulling all contracts. Effective immediately. Don't contact us again. Leon forwards the message to Kai with 2 words. First domino. Kai, 9:34 a.m. Penthouse. Kai watches news alerts flood his phone. Delacroix Holdings under investigation for fraud. Investors pull funding from Marcus Delacroix's company. CFO Richard Soren detained in connection with Omega rights violation. Each headline feels surreal, too fast, too complete, too much like justice actually exists. His phone rings. Unknown number. Kai almost doesn't answer, but something makes him. Hello. You smug little. Marcus's voice is venom. You think you've won? You think destroying my career makes you right? Kai's hand tightens on the phone. I didn't destroy anything. You did that yourself. I gave you everything. A home, status, respect. And you threw it away. You drugged me. Kai's voice shakes. You had your CFO spike my drink. You put me in a hotel room. You made me pregnant so you could sign contracts. Don't talk to me about throwing things away when you treated me like property. You can't prove. Leon already did. Kai's voice hardens. And now everyone knows what you are. Marcus laughs, bitter, broken. You're with him, aren't you? The alpha who's been dismantling my life. Does he know you're just using him like you used me? I never used you. You got pregnant. Because you arranged it. Kai's voice cracks. You wanted me dependent. You wanted me trapped. And when I started questioning things, you threw me out like I was nothing. You were nothing. Marcus's voice goes cold. A junior architect with no connections, no family, no prospects. I made you relevant. And this is how you repay me. Kai closes his eyes. I'm done being grateful for abuse. You'll regret this. When Leon gets bored of you, and he will, you'll realize you destroyed the only person who actually cared. You never cared. Kai's voice is quiet. You owned. There's a difference. He ends the call. His hands shake. His chest heaves. But underneath the fear and anger, there's something else. Relief. The door opens. Leon enters, takes one look at Kai's face. Marcus called. Yes. What did he say? Kai meets his eyes. That I'd regret this. That you'd get bored. That I destroyed the only person who cared about me. Leon's expression darkens. And what did you say? That he never cared. He just owned. Kai swallows hard. Was I right? Yes. How do you know? Because people who care don't weaponize your worst moments against you. Leon's voice is firm. They protect you from them. Kai stares at this alpha who's kept every promise, who's dismantled an empire in 48 hours, who looks at him like he's worth protecting. What happens now? Kai asks quietly. Now? Leon checks his phone. Marcus's company loses its remaining clients by end of day. Criminal charges are filed by tomorrow, and you focus on staying healthy. That's it. That's everything. Leon's eyes soften fractionally. You're safe. Marcus is finished. And you get to decide what comes next. Kai's hand moves to his stomach. The pup flutters, almost like agreement. For the first time in 4 months, Kai breathes fully. You think this is over. It's not. Because while Marcus is falling, someone else is watching. Someone who knows exactly why Kai was targeted. And tomorrow they're coming for answers. Stay close. The real threat hasn't revealed itself yet. Kai. 2:47 p.m. Kai should feel relieved. Marcus's company is collapsing. His investors pulled out. His reputation is shredded across every news outlet. Justice is happening. But something still feels wrong. Kai stands at the window, watching snow fall on a city that's moved on from his story, and can't shake the feeling that he's missing something. You're thinking too loud, Leon says from behind him. Kai doesn't turn. Something doesn't add up. What? If Marcus just wanted contracts? If he just needed me pregnant for appearances? Why go through all of this? Kai's brow furrows. He could have pressured me to get pregnant the normal way. Could have manipulated me without drugging me. Why the elaborate setup? Leon approaches slowly. What are you saying? I'm saying... Kai turns to face him. I'm saying Marcus is cruel, but he's not creative. The hotel room, the shell company, the corrupted security footage, that takes planning. Resources. Connections Marcus doesn't have. Leon's expression shifts. You think someone helped him. I think someone used him. Kai's voice strengthens. And I think whatever they wanted wasn't just about contracts. Leon studies him for a long moment, then pulls out his phone. I thought the same thing, which is why I've been running a separate investigation. Into what? Into who benefits from you specifically being pregnant. Leon pulls up files on his phone. Not just any Omega. You. Kai's stomach tightens. What did you find? Leon hesitates, the first time Kai's seen him uncertain. Leon, what did you find? Your father, Leon says quietly. Did he leave you anything when he died? Kai blinks at the sudden shift. My father? He died when I was 12. What does that? Answer the question. I don't know. My brother handled everything. There was life insurance, but it went to paying debts. Kai's mind races. Why? Because 3 months ago, a trust activated in your name. Leon's voice is careful. Your father set it up 20 years ago. Conditional access upon your 26th birthday or upon confirmation of pregnancy, whichever came first. The room tilts. What? $5 million, Kai. Plus property holdings. All released upon confirmation that you were carrying a pup. Kai's legs give out. He sinks into the nearest chair. That's not possible. My father was an architect. He didn't have that kind of money. He did. He kept it hidden. Likely to protect you and your brother from people who might have used you to access it. Leon crouches in front of him. And someone found out. Who? I don't know yet. Leon's voice hardens. But someone knew about that trust. Someone knew the conditions. And someone made sure you got pregnant exactly when you turned 26. Kai can't breathe. So this was never about Marcus's contracts. The contracts were cover. Leon's eyes are sharp. This was about triggering your inheritance. But why? Who would? Kai's eyes widen. The man with the scar. Richard Soren. Does he have connections to my father's estate? I'm checking. Leon stands, already dialing. But if someone orchestrated your assault to access your inheritance, they're still out there. And they're going to want to claim what they think they're owed. Fear spikes cold through Kai's chest. The pup is safe. Leon's voice is firm. No one's touching you or that pup. But we need to figure out who's behind this before they make another move. Kai's hand moves to his stomach. What if they come after? They won't get close enough. Leon's expression is lethal. I promise. Before Kai can respond, Leon's phone rings. He answers. Talk. Kai watches Leon's face change, surprise, then anger, then something colder. When? Leon asks. Pause. Keep him there. I'm coming now. Leon ends the call, looks at Kai. Richard Soren just confessed. To what? Everything. Leon's voice is hard. The drugging, the hotel room. But he says he wasn't working for Marcus. Kai's breath catches. Then who? He won't say. Claims he's more afraid of them than he is of prison. Leon moves toward the door. Stay here. Lock the doors. Don't open them for anyone but me or my security. Leon. I mean it, Kai. Leon's eyes lock onto his. If someone's willing to drug and assault you for $5 million, they're willing to do worse to eliminate witnesses. The door closes. Kai sits alone, hand on his stomach, and realizes the danger isn't over. It's just beginning. Leon, 4:23 p.m., police station. Richard Soren looks like he's aged 10 years in 2 days. He sits in the interrogation room, handcuffed, trembling, sweat beading on his forehead despite the cold. Leon enters without preamble. Who paid you? I can't. You can. And you will. Leon sits across from him, voice deadly calm. Because right now, you're looking at conspiracy to commit assault, fraud, and accessory to reproductive coercion. That's 15 to 20 years minimum. But if you cooperate, they'll kill me. Richard's voice breaks. You don't understand. These people, they don't leave witnesses. Who are they? I don't know names. Just... Richard swallows hard. Just that they knew about Kai's inheritance. Said it was rightfully theirs. That Kai's father stole from them 20 years ago, and they were taking it back. Leon's eyes narrow. Stole what? Money, property, business deals that went wrong. Richard's hands shake. They said Kai's father took $5 million in a partnership dissolution, kept it hidden, and when he died, he locked it in a trust his sons couldn't access without specific conditions. Pregnancy being one of them. Yes. Richard looks up, desperate. They approached me 6 months ago. Said they'd pay me $200,000 to make sure Kai got pregnant before his 27th birthday. That's when the trust would have reverted to charity. So you drugged him. I didn't know they'd... Richard's voice cracks. I thought they'd just approach him, pressure him. I didn't know they'd use Marcus. Didn't know they'd plan it down to the hotel room. But you went along with it. For $200,000, yes. Richard's face crumples. I have gambling debts. People threatening my family. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Leon leans forward. Names. I need names. I told you I don't. Then descriptions. Meeting locations. Anything. Richard closes his eyes. A woman. Mid-40s. Red hair. Expensive suits. Called herself Victoria. Said she represented interested parties who wanted what they were owed. Leon pulls up his phone, swipes through images. Her? Richard's eyes widen. Yes, that's her. Leon stares at the photo. A woman in a business suit, standing outside a law firm, red hair gleaming in sunlight. Victoria Chin, Kai's aunt, his father's sister. Son of a bitch, Leon mutters. He stands, already dialing. Keep him isolated. Leon tells the detective outside. No visitors. No calls. And if anyone tries to see him, I want names. Leon's already moving toward the exit when his phone rings. Security. From the penthouse. Boss, we have a problem. Leon's blood goes cold. What problem? Someone tried to access the building. Claimed to be Kai's family. We turned her away, but... Description. Mid-40s. Red hair. Said her name was Victoria Chin. Leon's already running. Lock down the building. No one in or out. And get more security to Kai's floor. Now. He's in his car, engine roaring, before the call even ends. Kai's in danger. And the threat just walked up to his front door. Kai. 4:51 p.m. Penthouse. Kai's phone rings. Unknown number again. He almost ignores it, but something makes him answer. Kai, sweetheart. It's Aunt Victoria. Kai freezes. He hasn't heard his aunt's voice in 15 years. Not since his father's funeral, when she'd contested the will and lost. How did you get this number? I've been trying to reach you. Her voice is warm, concerned. I heard about what happened with Marcus. I wanted to make sure you were okay. I'm fine. Are you? Concern drips like honey. Pregnant, alone, caught up in scandal. That's not fine, Kai. That's terrifying. I'm not alone. You're with an alpha you don't know. A dangerous man. Kai, I'm worried about you. You don't need to be. I'm family. Her voice hardens slightly. And family protects family. Let me help you. I don't need. You don't know what you need. You're confused, traumatized, making decisions based on fear. She pauses. Do you know about the trust? Kai's breath catches. I see you do. Victoria's voice softens. Your father left you money, Kai. A lot of money. Money that became accessible the moment you got pregnant. Convenient, isn't it? What are you saying? I'm saying the alpha you're with, Leon. He knew about that trust before he ever picked you up. He's been planning this. That's not. Why else would he help you? A stranger? An Omega he'd never met. Victoria's voice is poisonous. He's using you, Kai, just like Marcus did. And when he gets what he wants. Kai ends the call, hands shaking. His mind races. Leon knew about the trust. He told Kai about it today. But what if he'd known earlier? What if the wrong number wasn't wrong at all? The door bursts open. Leon enters, breathing hard, eyes wild. Did anyone contact you? He demands. Kai stares at him. This alpha who's protected him, destroyed his enemies, made promises. Did you know? Kai whispers. About the trust. Before you picked me up. Did you know? Leon goes very still. Kai. Did you know? Silence stretches like razor wire. Then Leon says quietly, yes. The word lands like a gunshot. Kai's world tilts. Get out, he whispers. Kai, listen. Get out. Kai's voice breaks. You knew. This whole time. You knew about the money, and you. I knew about the trust. I didn't know about your aunt until 20 minutes ago. Leon's voice is urgent. She's the one who orchestrated everything. She's the one who wanted you pregnant, so the trust would activate. And you're any different? Tears spill. You knew I was worth $5 million. And you just happened to answer my text? That's not. I trusted you. Kai's hands curl over his stomach. I let you into my life. I believed you wanted to protect me. I do. But you're just like them. Just another person who sees me as a transaction. No. Leon's voice hardens. I knew about the trust. Yes. But I answered your text because you asked for help. Everything after that, everything I've done, was to keep you safe. I don't believe you. Then don't. Leon's eyes burn. But your aunt is outside this building right now. And she's not here to offer comfort. She's here to eliminate the only person standing between her and $5 million. Kai's breath catches. You, Leon says quietly. She needs you dead, Kai. And that pup with you. The room goes silent. Outside, sirens wail. And somewhere below, Victoria Chun is waiting. Trust is a weapon. And Kai just handed it to the wrong person. Tomorrow, everything ends. One way or another. Kai. 5:34 p.m. Christmas night. Kai stands frozen. Leon's words echoing. She needs you dead. That's insane, Kai whispers. She's my aunt. She wouldn't. She orchestrated your assault. Paid Richard Soren $200,000 to drug you. Used Marcus as cover. Leon's voice is hard. And now that Marcus is falling and Soren is talking, you're the only witness left who can connect her to everything. But the money, I could just give it to her. You think this is about sharing? Leon moves closer. If she kills you before the trust is fully processed, she's next of kin. She inherits everything. But if you live long enough to claim it, she gets nothing. Kai's legs weaken. He sinks into the chair, hand pressed protectively over his stomach. The pup kicks, strong, insistent, alive. What do I do? Kai whispers. You trust me. Leon crouches in front of him. I know I kept the trust information from you initially. I was wrong. But everything I've done since you texted me, everything, was to protect you. How do I know that? Because if I wanted your money, you'd already be dead. Leon's voice is blunt. I could have taken you somewhere isolated, staged an accident, claimed the inheritance as your alpha protector. But I didn't. Kai meets his eyes, gray, steady, certain. Why not? Because you asked for help. Leon's voice softens. And when someone reaches out in genuine desperation, you don't exploit them. You answer. Before Kai can respond, Leon's phone rings. Talk, Leon answers. His security guard's voice comes through, tense. Boss, Victoria-chan is in the lobby. She's demanding to see Kai. Says she has legal right as family. Building management is getting nervous. Stall her. Leon's eyes don't leave Kai's face. I need 5 minutes. He ends the call. She's here, Kai whispers. Yes. What does she want? To talk, probably. To get close. To find a vulnerability. Leon's voice is calm. And then, when the opportunity presents itself to eliminate you. You can't know that. I've seen this pattern before. Leon's expression hardens. People don't orchestrate elaborate schemes involving drugging, assault, and fraud unless they're willing to finish what they started. Kai's hands shake. So what do? We end this. Leon stands. Tonight. How? By giving her exactly what she wants. 6:12 p.m. The confrontation. Victoria-chan stands in Leon's penthouse. Red hair perfect, smile bright, concern etched carefully on her face. She looks nothing like a threat. She looks like family. Kai, sweetheart. She approaches, arms open. I've been so worried. Don't. Kai's voice is cold. He stands across the room, Leon beside him. Don't pretend you care. Victoria's smile falters. I don't know what lies he's told you, but he didn't tell me anything. Kai's hands curl into fists. Richard Soren did. The CFO you paid to drug me. Victoria goes very still. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. Kai steps forward. You knew about the trust. You knew I'd inherit when I got pregnant. And you made sure it happened. That's absurd. You paid Richard Soren $200,000. Leon's voice cuts clean. Used Marcus as cover. Arranged for Kai to be drugged at a charity gala. Had him placed in a hotel room. Made sure he'd get pregnant so the trust would activate. Victoria's mask cracks slightly. You can't prove any of that. Richard confessed 3 hours ago. Leon pulls out his phone. Plays a recording. Want to hear? Richard's voice fills the room. Victoria-chan approached me. Said she'd pay me to make sure Kai got pregnant. Said the family money was rightfully hers. Victoria's face hardens. That proves nothing. A desperate man will say anything. Banking records show wire transfers from your account to his. Leon's voice is merciless. Email correspondence discussing timelines. Security footage of you meeting with Richard twice before the gala. You're fabricating. No. Kai's voice shakes but holds. You orchestrated everything. And when Marcus threw me out, you probably celebrated. Thought I'd disappear. Thought no one would ask questions. Victoria's eyes flash cold. You have no idea what you're talking about. Then explain. Kai steps closer. Explain why you're here. Why you tried to get into this building. Why you called me today and told me not to trust Leon. Because I'm trying to protect you. From what? Kai's voice rises. From the truth? That you saw me as an obstacle to money you think you deserve. That money is mine. Victoria's composure shatters. Your father stole from our family business. Took $5 million and hid it in a trust for you and your brother. Money that should have gone to me when our father died. So you had me assaulted. I had you helped. Victoria's smile is poison. You were wasting your life with Marcus. No prospects. No independence. I gave you a child. An inheritance. A future. You violated me. I gave you options. Victoria's voice hardens. And now you're going to sign that trust over to me, because it's rightfully mine. No. Then you're making a mistake. Victoria's hand moves toward her purse. Leon moves faster. He's between Victoria and Kai before she can blink. Gun drawn, aimed steady. Don't, Leon says quietly. Victoria freezes, hand halfway into her purse. You wouldn't. I've killed for less. Leon's voice is cold. And you just threatened an Omega under my protection. This is insane. This is over. Leon's eyes don't waver. You have two choices. Walk out now and face criminal charges. Or try something stupid and face me. Victoria's hand slowly withdraws from her purse. Empty. You can't prove anything, she says. And even if you could, I have lawyers. I have prosecutors. Leon's smile is deadly. 3 of them received your complete file 30 minutes ago, including your recorded confession just now. Victoria's face goes white. What? Leon gestures to his phone on the table, recording light still active. You recorded me? I documented you. Leon's voice is firm. And by tomorrow morning, you'll be arrested for conspiracy, assault facilitation, and attempted murder. I didn't try to murder. Your plan required Kai dead before the trust finalized. Leon's expression is merciless. That's attempted murder, even if you didn't pull the trigger yourself. Victoria looks between Leon and Kai, calculation flickering behind her eyes. Then she lunges, not toward Kai, toward the window. Leon catches her arm, twists, pins her face down on the floor with brutal efficiency. Security floods into the room seconds later. Take her, Leon says. Police are waiting downstairs. As Victoria is dragged away, screaming threats, promising revenge, Kai stands frozen, hand on his stomach. The pup kicks. Once, twice, strong and steady. It's over, Leon says quietly. Kai looks up at him. This alpha who knew too much, who kept secrets, who protected anyway. Is it? Kai whispers. Yes. And now what? Leon holsters his gun, expression softening. Now you heal. You claim your inheritance. You decide what comes next. What if I don't know what comes next? Then you figure it out. Leon's eyes are steady. Without anyone controlling you. Without anyone deciding your worth. Just you and that pup, making choices. Kai's throat tightens. And you? What about me? Do I? Kai struggles. Do I have to leave? Leon goes very still. Do you want to? Kai looks around the penthouse, the space that's felt safer than anywhere he's lived in years. Then at Leon, the alpha who answered a wrong number and kept every promise after. No, Kai says quietly. I don't think I do. Something shifts in Leon's expression. Not quite a smile. Something deeper. Then stay, Leon says. Until you're ready to go. Or longer if you want. What do you get out of this? The knowledge that I answered when you asked for help. Leon's voice is soft. That's enough. Kai stares at him for a long moment. Then, hesitantly, he steps closer. Thank you, Kai whispers. For everything. Leon nods once. You're welcome. They stand in silence. Snow falling outside. City lights glowing. Christmas night settling into something that feels almost like peace. Almost 10:47 p.m. Kai lies in the guest room, hand on his stomach, ultrasound image on the nightstand. Sleep won't come. Too much has happened. Too many revelations. Too many pieces falling into place. His phone buzzes. Text from Leon. Can't sleep either. Come to the living room if you want. No pressure. Kai hesitates, then stands. Leon sits by the window, city stretched below, 2 mugs of tea on the table. Decaf, Leon says without looking up. Kai sits, accepts the mug. They drink in silence. Finally, Kai asks, what happens to Marcus? Criminal charges, bankruptcy, obscurity. Leon's voice is even. He'll spend the next decade rebuilding something that will never equal what he lost. And my aunt, prison, 20 years minimum. Leon glances at him. Are you okay with that? She tried to have me killed. Kai's voice is hollow. I should feel something. Relief. Anger. Victory. What do you feel? Tired. Kai sets the mug down. Just tired. Leon nods. That's normal. They sit in quiet for another minute. Then, Leon? Why did you really answer my text? Leon's expression is unreadable. I told you. The truth. Kai's voice is soft. Please. Leon looks out at the snow. Because 15 years ago, I was 12 years old, standing outside my mother's apartment in the middle of winter. She'd locked me out, said I was too expensive to keep. His voice is quiet. I had nowhere to go. No phone. No family. Just snow and cold and the certainty that no one was coming. Kai's breath catches. Someone found me 3 hours later. A stranger. An alpha who had no reason to stop. Leon's eyes are distant. He took me to a shelter, made sure I had food, helped me find foster care. I never saw him again. Leon, when I read your message, I'm scared. The pup? Leon's jaw tightens. I saw myself, 12 years old, alone, certain no one cared. So you answered. Yes. Leon looks at him finally. Because someone answered for me once. And I'm still here because of it. Tears burn Kai's eyes. That's not. It's the truth. Leon's voice is firm. I knew about the trust later, after I'd already decided to help you. And yes, I should have told you immediately. But by then, he pauses. By then, you'd become more than just someone I was helping. What do you mean? Leon's expression softens. You became someone I wanted to keep safe. Not because of money. Not because of obligation. Because you asked for help and trusted me enough to let me answer. Kai can't speak. The pup kicks, strong, insistent. Leon's eyes drop to Kai's stomach. May I? Kai nods, throat too tight for words. Leon's hand settles gently over Kai's belly. Large, warm, careful. The pup kicks against his palm. Something shifts in Leon's expression. Wonder. Recognition. Something profound. They're strong, Leon says quietly. Like you, Kai whispers. Leon's eyes meet his. Like us. The word hangs between them. Fragile, dangerous, full of possibility. Before Kai can respond, footsteps echo in the hallway. Leon's hand moves to his gun instantly, body shifting to shield Kai. A knock on the door. Boss? His head of security calls. Someone's here to see Kai. Leon tenses. Who? Says his name is David Chen. Kai's brother. Kai's heart stops. Leon looks at him, questioning. I haven't talked to him in 3 months, Kai says. How did he? I called him, Leon admits. Yesterday, after I found out about your aunt. I thought you might want family. Real family. The door opens. David stands there. Older than Kai by 4 years. Same dark hair. Same blue eyes. Looking exhausted and worried and achingly familiar. Kai! David breathes. Kai stands, swaying. David! I got on the first flight when... David crosses the room in 3 strides. Pulls Kai into a fierce hug. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. About Marcus, about Aunt Victoria, about any of it. I'm so sorry. Kai breaks. Sobs against his brother's shoulder while David holds him, murmuring apologies and reassurances and promises that everything will be okay. Leon watches from near the window, silent, protective, giving them space. After a long moment, David pulls back, hands on Kai's shoulders. Are you okay? The pup. We're okay. Kai wipes his eyes. This is, he gestures to Leon. This is Leon. He's the one who saved you. David extends a hand. Thank you. I don't know how to repay. You don't need to. Leon shakes his hand once. Kai's safety is payment enough. David studies Leon, assessing protective older brother instincts clearly active. Then nods slowly. I'm staying in the city for a while. Kai, you should come to my hotel. We can figure out. He's staying here. Leon's voice is firm. David's eyes narrow. With all due respect, I'm his family, and I'm his protection. Leon's expression doesn't waver. Until Victoria is convicted and we're certain there are no other threats, Kai stays under my security. Kai can decide for himself, David says. Both men look at Kai. Kai looks between them. His brother who flew across the country, and the alpha who answered a wrong number and destroyed enemies for him. I want to stay, Kai says quietly. Here, with Leon. But David. He reaches for his brother's hand. I want you close. Can you stay nearby? Visit. David's expression softens. Of course. Whatever you need. Relief washes through the room. They talk for another hour, David filling Kai in on what he knows about their father's trust, about Victoria's history of financial manipulation, about legal steps they'll need to take. Leon adds details, provides contacts, ensures David has resources. By midnight, David's yawning, Kai's exhausted, and Leon's calling a car to take David to his hotel. At the door, David pulls Kai aside. Are you sure about this? He asks quietly. About him? You've known him less than a week. I know. Kai glances at Leon, who's giving them privacy. But he's kept every promise. And for the first time in months, I feel safe. David follows his gaze. He cares about you. I can see it. I know. Do you care about him? Kai's hand moves to his stomach. I think I'm starting to. David hugs him again. Then I trust your judgment. But if he hurts you, I'm flying back and we're having words. Kai smiles. Small, genuine, the first real smile in months. Deal. After David leaves, Kai returns to the living room. Leon stands by the window, city lights reflecting in the glass. Thank you, Kai says, for calling David. You needed family. I needed you both. Kai moves closer. And now I have both. Leon turns, something vulnerable in his expression. What happens now? Now? Kai's hand settles over his stomach. Now I figure out what I want, who I want to be, what kind of parent I want this pup to have. And what do you want? Kai meets his eyes, gray, steady, safe. I want to stop running. Kai's voice is quiet. I want to stop surviving and start living. And I want... He hesitates. I want to see where this goes. If there even is an us. Leon's expression softens. There's an us if you want one. What do you want? Leon steps closer, not touching, just present. I want you safe. I want you happy. I want that pup to grow up knowing they're wanted. That's not an answer. Yes, it is. Leon's voice is gentle. Because wanting you safe and happy means wanting you in my life. For as long as you'll stay. Kai's breath catches. As what? As whatever you want. Leon's eyes are steady. Protected Omega. Friend. Partner. The choice is yours. And if I choose partner, then I'll spend every day proving I'm worthy of that choice. Kai stares at this alpha who knew too much and helped anyway, who destroyed enemies and called his brother, who looks at him like he's worth protecting. I don't know how to do this, Kai admits. Trust. Partnership. Any of it. Neither do I. Leon's smile is small, real. But we can figure it out together. That's a terrible plan. It's the only one we have. Kai laughs. Unexpected, genuine, breaking through tears and fear and exhaustion. The pup kicks as if in agreement. Okay, Kai says quietly. Together. Leon nods once. Together. 2 weeks later, snow falls on New Year's Eve. Kai stands on Leon's balcony, wrapped in a thick coat. Not the red one from Christmas, but a new one Leon bought. Charcoal gray. Warm. Safe. Behind him, through the glass doors, he can see David and Leon talking. His brother gesturing animatedly, while Leon listens with patient focus. They've spent the last 2 weeks sorting legal documents, processing Victoria's arrest, ensuring Marcus faces full consequences, and planning for Kai's future. The trust is being finalized. $5 million, property holdings, and a legacy Kai's father left to protect him. Marcus is awaiting trial. Victoria is in prison pending formal charges. And Kai is 16 weeks pregnant, healthy, and finally breathing without fear. His phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. Kai's heart lurches, but this time he opens it without hesitation. Unknown. This is Dr. Reeves. DNA results are ready if you want them. No pressure. Just wanted you to know they're available. Kai stares at the message. For 4 months, he's wondered about the pup's paternity. Feared it. Dreaded knowing. But now, everything okay? Leon's voice is quiet behind him. Kai turns. DNA results are ready. Leon's expression is carefully neutral. Do you want to know? I don't know. Kai's hand moves to his stomach. Part of me needs to know, but part of me is terrified it'll change everything. It won't change anything that matters. Leon steps closer. That pup is yours. That's the only fact that defines them. But if it's Marcus or if it's Marcus, we pursue full custody and ensure he has no rights. Leon's voice is firm. If it's someone else, we find them and prosecute for assault. Either way, you and that pup are protected. Kai searches his face. You mean that? Yes. Why? Because I don't care about DNA. Leon's eyes are steady. I care about the Omega standing in front of me and the pup they're carrying. Everything else is paperwork. Kai's throat tightens. What if I want to know? Then we'll find out together. Kai thinks about the night that vanished, the gaps in memory, the violation that led to this moment. Then he thinks about the pup. Strong heartbeat, active kicks, completely innocent of the circumstances that created them. I want to know, Kai says quietly. Not for me, for them. So they have answers if they ever ask. Leon nods once. Then we'll call tomorrow. Together. Together, Kai repeats. They stand in silence, watching snow fall over the city. Behind them, David taps on the glass, gesturing to the clock. 5 minutes to midnight. Leon and Kai return inside. Warmth, family, safety. At midnight, fireworks explode over the city. And as the new year begins, Leon's hand finds Kai's. Gentle, certain, present. Happy New Year, Leon says quietly. Kai looks at him, this alpha who answered a wrong number and changed everything. Happy New Year, Kai whispers back. And for the first time in months, the words feel true. The elevator doors open to Leon's penthouse at 12:17 a.m. A figure steps out, tall, elegant, carrying expensive luggage and an envelope sealed with red wax. They approach the door, press the doorbell. Inside, Leon's expression changes. He moves to the security screen, freezes. Who is it? Kai asks. Leon's voice is carefully controlled. Someone I thought was dead. The figure on the screen smiles, cold, knowing, dangerous, and says into the camera, Hello, little brother. We need to talk about the Omega you're protecting. The doorbell rings again. Leon's hand moves to his gun. Kai's hand moves to his stomach. And somewhere in the city, Victoria Chun sits in her cell, phone confiscated, smiling because she made one final call before her arrest. To the one person who terrifies even Leon. The screen fades to black. I know exactly why someone needed Kai pregnant. You thought this was about Marcus. Then you thought it was about Victoria. But the real threat just walked through Leon's front door. And they know exactly why Kai was targeted. Because the $5 million? That's not the real inheritance. See you in Season 2.